Hey, what's up? It's Peter from Lanekeep, and we are here at the New York International Auto Show at the Subaru stand. And behind me is the all-new Subaru Getaway. It is a three-row, all-electric SUV, one of the big reveals here at the show, and something that people are really talking about. So in this video, we're going to talk about the efficient family haulers that get you, your people, your things, even your puppies. That's right, Subaru has puppies here at the auto show. We got to meet them. They're so adorable. They're actually up for adoption. The information on that is on the screen right now, so check that out if you are interested. They do that every year. It pulls on our heartstrings. But we can't talk about puppies. We gotta talk about cars. So let's go check out all of the family haulers here at the auto show.
When you're talking three-row EVs, you have to start with the Korean siblings, Kia's EV9 and Hyundai's IONIQ 9, which have set the standard in the US marketplace, both in terms of value and quality. If you're a fan of boxier, Range Rover-esque design with a bit of digital age flair, then Kia's offering might be for you. With pricing starting in the mid-50s, ranging into the low 70s, the EV9 will get you over 300 miles of all-purpose range in rear-wheel drive configuration and around 280 in all-wheel drive. But the big benefit of the Kia and Hyundai vehicles is their charging tech, which takes full advantage of the fastest chargers we have on offer today, getting you back on the road faster despite the SUV's relatively fat battery pack. If a space-age station wagon is more your vibe, Hyundai's IONIQ 9 is the one to choose. Introduced a little later than the EV9, it packs a bit more horsepower and range across its trim levels, and the top-spec calligraphy design models, which approach the high $70,000 range, border on European-level luxury, with reclining second-row captain's chairs, lush seating surfaces, and refined interior materials. For leases, each model has a sweet spot in the middle of its lineup with heaps of standard features, power, and range for a monthly payment in the low $400 range, with Kia's down payments at $39.99 and Hyundai's about $1,000 more. However, we frequently see insane deals on both of these cars in various markets. It's not hard to find one with $10,000 or more of added incentives. As I mentioned at the top, the big reveal of the New York show was Subaru's all-new Getaway, a three-row EV that continues its partnership with Toyota to make a range of electric SUVs and crossovers. Toyota's version, the Highlander EV, while recently announced, was not on hand. The Getaway is a compelling entry into the space, and here's why. It comes standard with a NACS, aka Tesla charging port, making fast charging much easier on road trips. It's got over 300 miles of range with a battery size on par with the Kia and the Hyundai. And it maintains the Subaru DNA with over 8 inches of ground clearance for actual capability off of paved roads, plus standard all-wheel drive. Lastly, because it's a Toyota collab, it doesn't suffer from the mediocre infotainment found in many of today's Subarus, a major bonus. Pricing hasn't been announced, but it should be on par with its Korean counterparts when it hits dealerships later this year. Fast charging, however, won't hold a candle to Kia and Hyundai, but remember, if you're not doing many road trips, your fast charging speed shouldn't be at the top of your priority list when choosing an EV.
So, you're not ready to go full electric just yet? That's totally fine. There are a number of great hybrids out there in this three-row family hauling segment. One of them is right behind me. It's the all-new Kia Telluride, available as a hybrid for the first time in its history. This green color, one of my favorite paint jobs in this whole auto show. Let's take a look at some of the hybrids available in the three-row segment.
The Grand Highlander Hybrid is the Toyota Camry of three-row SUVs. Dependable, inoffensive, and absolutely everywhere. If you've ever called an Uber on a family vacation, you've probably ridden in one. The interior gets the job done, though gets the job done is about as far as the compliments go. Pricing starts at $45,000, and the sweet spot is the XLE trim around $46,000, where you also get the best fuel economy in the lineup at 37 mpg city. Worth noting, the top trim Hybrid Max trades that efficiency for more power, and MPGs drop into the mid-20s, so know what you're buying. Hybrid doesn't always mean most efficient. I ran the Grand Highlander through Lanekeep's cost per mile calculator, link in the description below, and compared it to the Kia EV9. The EV costs about 50% less per mile to operate. If home charging works for your life, that's worth knowing. If it doesn't though, the Grand Highlander is one of the safest bets in this segment. Now let's talk about the awesome news that two of the most popular three-row SUVs on the market, the Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade, are now available as hybrids. Both are also completely redesigned for this generation, and to me, it's not a home run. The Telluride's body-colored grille slats show up on every trim except to the X-Line ones. They're not for me. In fact, they remind me of my face wearing braces as a tween. But that's just my opinion. Of course, if you choose X-Line, there's a penalty. Its chunkier off-road tires and all-wheel drive cost you a few mpg. The Palisade has its own styling moment, big white LED light tusks up front that are a choice. I have clients who can't decide which of these designs they like less. But here's the thing, these are beloved vehicles for many reasons. Their interiors are now massively upgraded to match their EV counterparts, and practicality is almost minivan-like. My Telluride sweet spot is the SX at $51K, getting you 35 mpg combined with a ton of standard gear. Bump up to the SX X-Line and all-wheel drive for $3,000 more, and no gross grille slats. The Palisade SEL Premium at $47,520 is where the feature stack really fills out. Just opt for front-wheel drive if efficiency matters, because all-wheel drive drops you down to 29 combined mpg. Both hybrid systems are brand new to this generation, so if you're the conservative type, maybe wait for year 2 to see if there are any reliability issues. And since these are new, popular vehicles, the lease deals, especially on the Telluride, aren't super friendly right now, while demand is scorching hot. Another reason to hold a beat if one of these is calling your name. Kia also offers the 3-row Sorento, sibling to Hyundai's Santa Fe, both with available hybrid systems, but teeny tiny third rows. Speaking of tiny third rows, there's also the Nissan Rogue plug-in hybrid, which is essentially a reskinned version of Mitsubishi's Outlander PHEV, and it feels kind of low effort. The Outlander is an interesting hybrid though, and I would take a second look at a heavily discounted Rogue PHEV. You may have noticed I've left out a number of brands here. On the hybrid side, sadly, the American makes aren't competing in this efficient category anymore. Jeep killed off its plug-in Grand Cherokee. Jeep's still planning to launch its plug-in hybrid Wagoneer gigantic SUV, and a spokesperson said that's still on track, although we didn't see it at the auto show. And another vehicle that we don't know the status of is from Scout. Their plug-in hybrid / all-electric SUV should be coming sometime in 2028, but it wasn't at the auto show either. Neither Ford nor GM have anything with a hybrid and 3 rows. With gas prices going nuts, I bet they wish they did. Mazda was a no-show in New York with its CX-90 plug-in 3-row, and I chose not to feature luxury models in this video, so no Volvo, Cadillac, or Rivian EVs, and no Lexus hybrids either. They weren't at the show anyway. The 3-row family hauler has never been more interesting or efficient. EVs, hybrids, plug-ins, there's something here for almost every kind of buyer. And honestly, buying something that burns less fuel is one of the better things we can do for the kids we're hauling around in these things. If you're trying to figure out which one is actually right for you, head to Lanekeep.com. That's what we do.